Pre-order my book, American Evil, in the description below. If you thought that Hades was a good video game, if you're surprised by the direction Hades 2 has taken, you clearly know nothing about the developer. You clearly know nothing about the gaming journalism industry. You clearly don't have an idea as to what is actually going on. Because I not only did I see this coming, not only was this obvious, like this was an issue from the onset because Hades is the original Hades is absolutely one of the most overrated indie games in like the past several years. Okay, like I can't think of any other game that has been so worshipped by game journalists, that has been pushed so hard, that was promoted so hard, that was just enabled by so many people. I can't think of anything that has like fallen more flat than Hades, right? Like I cannot stand these developers. I cannot stand the game journalists who hype them up, and I can't understand why so many people are surprised that Hades 2 has ugly female characters. Like, were you not paying attention with the original? Like, were you not paying attention to what they were trying to do? Like, to me, it was like really self-evident, like immediately that Hades was just a train wreck, right? Something that shouldn't have been taken seriously, something that like should have been condemned, something that like people really needed to acknowledge was a plague on the human race. Like, why exactly did we go so long with nobody acknowledging that Hades wasn't good, right? Why did we have to wait until the sequel for people to start pointing out that, like, wait a minute, the lore is stupid, the character designs are stupid, the gameplay is stupid? Like, why did it take so long for people to acknowledge this? And really, it's the same problem that we have with like Helldivers 2 and No Man's Sky and like The Last of Us Part 2 and whatever else. Like, the reality is the people who talk about video games online don't play video games. And as a result, they praise specific video games for completely arbitrary reasons that have nothing to do with the games themselves, right? Hades 2 is being propped up because its developers are very much in line with the politics of most major game journalists, right? This is the real reason why Hades, Bastion, that other game they made, what was it called? Like, this is the real reason why these games are worshipped so much, is because these these developers are right in the middle of that circle, that sphere, woke culture, right? Like, it has nothing to do with the value of the games themselves. It has everything to do with the fact that like the developers have the right political opinions and they have the connections, and so their developers, these game journals, are praising these developers as absolute masters of the medium and like some of the best indie devs working today, when in reality no one really cares that much. Hades has not had the relevancy that like Hollow Knight or anything else has had like over the past several years. Like Hades, like it is entirely a social media phenomenon. I would argue it's probably the closest thing to Undertale we've gotten ever since Undertale fell off. It is the exact same kind of thing. A video game made for people who hate video games. So with that in mind, people need to start like noticing these patterns. They need to start addressing them. They need to start like taking notice of like the real issues in video game journalism, in which these journos will praise their friends purely in order to give them any kind of positive publicity at all.